you guys are ready, we'll take questions.
Ryan and Jonas, much has been said about what this team is capable of this year. Kind of an open-ended question first. What approach are you taking as leaders to put this team in the position that many think you guys can be in by the end of this season? What's your approach on your leadership this year?
Well, we're just taking it day by day. I mean, coming into camp last year, we were coming off an 0-11 season, and so the expectations, they're pretty nice, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to perform, and that's all we know, just perform and take it day by day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just hit on the little things. I mean, practice went well today, but there were a few periods there where the defense was able to, win. But camp is a grueling process, and yeah, there's hype here and there, and a lot of haters, as there should be with any team. But we're just going to focus on us, and we'll see what everybody has to say August 31st.
Is it exciting though that people, because of the way you finished and what you're returning, that people are talking about you guys? You've earned some respect. Is that nice for you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what we worked for. And coming in, we didn't have those same expectations. And finishing that 0-11 season, we didn't. But we have some expectations this year. But we won a conference championship, and we won't be satisfied without it.
Right. Is it nice people are talking about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a lot of hot air. We're just gonna take it with a grain of salt, and we're just gonna again focus on us. Take each camp practice. There's 15 practices, and we have to make each one the best one. Each one has to be efficient, and then we can come out of there and then come game week against Kansas and be really confident in our abilities and trust the defense, trust special teams, and just come out with a win.
Good teams are confident teams almost all the time. If you guys are going to be the good team that you guys want to be, how does this team kind of express its confidence? Is this going to be a team that's very serious-minded, a team that's loose? I've seen both on successful teams, and that they both work. How do you feel like the personality of this team is?
I'd say we have both kind of personalities on this team, but come game day, I think, Friday we're all going to be loose, but come game day on Saturdays, everybody's going to be, quiet, listening to music, focusing at the, the battle at hand. And, we're going to do that for the next, what Coach say, 20 weeks?
Yep.
Come week one. So, we're going to do that each time, and, we'll be able to do really well, and it'll just be a lot of fun.
What about you, Jonas?
Oh yeah, I'm more of, I like to joke around a little bit. I like to get in contact with the younger guys and have fun. But also when it's time to perform, I like to get serious in meetings. I also like to stay loose as well.
A lot of times you hear a cliche is that a team takes on the personality of its coach. How has this team taken on what Coach Mallory conveys to you guys? How do you guys see that as players?
I see it as like a blue-collar mentality of, Coach Mallory and what he has to offer and what everybody knows him as is, just a hard worker and a very determined man himself, and everybody respects him. And the work that we put in last season, great. And then it went into winter conditioning, winter lifts, straight into summer. And, we were just determined, and it's hard work. And it's like we had Coach Mallory on our shoulder every time. No one ever slipped up. Everyone held each other accountable, and that's what needed to happen.
A year ago, Ryan, you were just trying to get comfortable again, playing quarterback, coming from Iowa. How much more comfortable are you right now than you were a year ago?
I'd say really comfortable. Just being with my my fellow teammates and getting to know them and getting to trust them, having to trust me, and then being with Coach Young, Coach Switzer, Coach Hastings, Coach Funk, Coach Knight, everyone on the offensive staff. They really help each other out. It's a family here, and I'm just really excited to obviously play again, but camp's really huge. These next 3 weeks are really big, and it's going to be what comes out at the end of the season. So take it day by day.
You got a wonderful luxury of that offensive line. Everybody back, the experience, just it has to bring a smile on your face, just what you have in front of you protecting you.
Oh, it's like every one of them is the mountain of Game of Thrones, so they're huge, and they're really good. Every single asset that we have on the offense is really good, and we know that the defense is just going to be right there and stop the ball and give the ball back to us, and we're going to score. But they're big, they're mean, they're strong, they're everything you could ask for in an offensive line at the ones, the twos, and the threes, because that's what Coach Switzer holds. he wants them to be very accountable. So again, I think they're the best, and I just can't wait to see them and run behind them come August 31st.
You threw a ball a lot at the end of last year. Running game with injuries just so up and down. How much are you look at those backs to, I guess pick up the lower, find a leader in that backfield.
There's quite a few backs. I think there's like 5 or 6 right now, and there's older guys, whether it be Titus or Nick Sims or Peterson Curlgren, and there's new guys coming in, and not each of them is the same, so they're different. They bring something different to the table, whether it's speed or strength, so I think there would be a lot of rotation, and that's going to be really good. And then again, running behind that line, and then as well the receivers that can block really well. It's gonna be fun to watch after I hand the ball off to them. So,
Jonas and Ryan, coaches aren't allowed to have contact with you guys during the summer, but you guys obviously can do some things on your own. What was your guys' approach to the off season, and what kind of characteristic did you guys want to instill in your teammates when you guys are in charge of getting the team ready? What was your guys' approach to that?
Well, just the leaders taking the bull by the horns and just taking control and being very hands-on and taking the young guys under our wings and, just coaching them up the best way possible and getting them ready for camp because it's their first camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Just accountability, and not having the coaches there, like you said, it's really big on the leaders such as ourselves and the numerous others that are on this team. You don't obviously have to be the quarterback, the middle linebacker to be a leader. You can lead with no title, but then Coach McManus and his strength staff really did great things with us this summer in terms of lifting, getting bigger, as well as being conditioned for camp and then for the season too.
Jonas, you've absolutely dominated the last 2 years. You're getting all the preseason recognition. I know you're about the team, but what do you individually want to go out and accomplish this year on the field?
Well, first and foremost, I want to get to the playoffs, and that's a big goal, but also just win a conference championship. And, I'm a big team guy. I don't really like, because there's 10 other guys on the field, so they have to do their job to make me look good. So, I'm basically, just taking their glory away from them, but I want to give them something back, because the D-line do take up a lot of blocks and help me to get free, and I, thank them for that,
How much of a difference is it from last year to where you guys were trying to get that first win out of the way, which, it's tense. You want to get that, you want to knock that out, to this year where you guys have expectations in front of you? How different is it, I'm sure in a positive way, the approach to camp last year versus this year?
I'd say, we wanted to get that first win, but even though we did have that 5-win streak, that's all great. But we lost a few key members, one being Keys and then a couple on the defense. But we're reloading and we're looking at this season as the 2019 season where it's fresh. But we're going to come out and hit them in the mouth, and we have the necessary confidence of what we did last year. We need to have that, and we're going to bring that into here, and that's going to obviously create a target on our back. But, we're welcoming it, and it's going to be fun because the coaches and the practices, the installs, everything they have in place for us is going to help us prepare.
What about you, Jonas?
What was the question again?
How different is it from last year to this year?
Oh, well, I feel like last year coaches instilled something in us, and it was just hard work, and I feel like we're carrying that over. I feel like the first win that helped us, drastically, Quincy was nice, but the first conference win was big for us, playing against a team in our conference, and that was big to give us the confidence to go on and show us that we could compete in our conference. We knew we could, but just getting that first win and solidification just helped us and, gave us confidence along the way. And this offseason helps us build more confidence, just building camaraderie with your brother and just, knowing that he's working as hard as you for the same goal ultimately.